Welcome. Today we're going to be setting up a Phore Masternode. What you will need is a Windows version 7 to 10 remote server VPS. We recommend Vultr.com right here. You're going to need a wallet, of course, from Phore.io. All you have to do is visit our website, scroll down, click the Windows button here, and it should look something like this. Once it's synchronized, you'll see the synchronization bar in green right here. It should take a while at first, but if you use a bootstrap, which is under the download bar, you can download it and then drag and drop it into your source folder, which is found here. So you go local disk, users, user, app data, roaming. You'll find yourself in Phore's source folder, and you want to drag the bootstrap, drop it in here. What this will do is once the blocks are scanned and the synchronization bar switches to synchronizing blocks, it will skip from 0 to 90,000 blocks and it will sync the rest. It will save you lots of time. Alright, back to the guide. Next page is register an account with Vultr. Once you've done that, you can create your first server. As you see, I've already done that here. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy new server. Once you're here, you can select any server from any location. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the first one that's already selected. Go down here. As you see on the guide, it says select Ubuntu 1604 right there, 1604. Alright, next. Here you don't need the biggest size. You could, doesn't make a difference. I'm going to go with the $5 a month because this one is temporarily sold out. Next step, scroll down here and carefully follow the guide. Right here. Alright, it says you can set up an SSH key so you don't need to use the password every time to log into the server. But to keep things simple for the moment, we are just going to use the standard password given after the server is ready. Last thing, server host name and label. We go back here to Vultr. We're going to name our host name and server label as such. And it's best if they match. We're going to go with Phore MN01 as per the guide, and this automatically puts the same. Deploy now. Alright, so we set up our first server and its status is installing. So while it's doing that, we're going to go back to the guide and see what's next. Scroll down here. Alright, next we're going to install putty while the server is being set up. Download from here, you click the link here, putty.org, and I have it right here on my desktop. Putty, double click it, looks something like this. Alright, the download page looks something like this. You're going to click the 64-bit putty 64 yada yada installer.msi, and right there. So it downloads the installer, which is the setup wizard. Just click next, then hit finish, and you'll see this on your desktop. So we have that step done. Let's move on. It says enter the IP address in the host name and enter the server name to save sessions, and then click save. Alright, so here we have to get the IP address from Vultr. This is resizing, doesn't matter, it's already here. That's my IP address. And copy that, put it in here, host name or IP address. Then save sessions is where you're going to put your server name. What we put was Phore MN01, as you see here, Phore MN01. Alright, and we're going to hit save. There we have it, our first server on putty. Let's go back to the guide. Here we see, click the open button. Now the console has opened. Click yes. Alright, I'm going to press open. Click yes. And we have the login menu now. Alright, scroll down a bit more. Then enter your server login details provided in your Vultr account. Let's go back to Vultr. This is still resizing. It's okay. Now you cannot control V to paste in the console as you would do normally with control C to copy, control V to paste. This does not work in putty. Either right click on mouse or shift plus insert to paste. So you're going to use root as your username right here. You're going to click, type in root like that, and then hit enter. Password is when you paste it, it will not display. It's very important. It will not display, but it's still there. So don't try and paste again. Just paste once and click keyboard enter. Alright, so we're back here to my server. As you see, it's ready. My putty now shows an option to input my password. So I'm going to go back to Vultr. I'm going to copy password. How I got here was simply clicking on my server as such. Copy password. Go into putty. Right click to paste. Hit enter. And we're in. Now, let's go back to our guide. Now the first thing we are going to do are a few updates to the server and install the required dependencies for the wallet to run. Run these commands in order, one at a time. Now I'm installing on a fresh laptop. None of these are already installed. So let's go ahead and do that together. I just copied with my mouse. I'm going to right click to insert, then hit enter. Alright, make sure you see messages like these, otherwise you're probably in the wrong folder. I'm going to go ahead and put the second command. Enter. Do you want to continue? Y for yes, no for no, of course, and for no. Now I'm going to hit Y, then enter. Now there's a timer here that says there's about 10 minutes left, so we're just going to cut to the end. Alright, so that took me a few minutes, and now I'm back. It says root 4MN01. Go back to your guide, copy, right click to paste, enter. You want to continue, Y for yes. Last step took me about 5 minutes to complete, and what happened was my putty actually went inactive and disconnected. All I did was relog and it brought me back here. I'm just going to keep on going. So I copied this and put it in here, hit enter. You want to continue, yes, enter. And it's done. Let's go to the next one. Copy, paste that, hit enter, and that's done. These are much quicker than the rest. Hit enter. Alright, yes to continue. Alright, this one is boost. I copy that in here, hit enter, yes to continue. Now for the lib event, copy, paste that there. Yes to continue. Next one, paste it in there, enter. Yes to continue. Get this one. Press enter to continue or control C to cancel adding it. I'm going to go with enter. Alright, now we have server updated and all the dependencies installed. We can move on to the next part, and that's installing the firewall. Same drill, copy, paste, enter. make sure there are no error messages. This one's good. It says rules updated. It's doing what I'm telling it to do. Logging enabled. Proceed with Y. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup. Scroll down a bit, get the other command right here. Check your firewall status using the following command. We're gonna get this. See if the firewall is okay. Firewall is active and enabled. Status is active. Alright, we're good. Let's move on. On to the next step. Setting a swap file. Again, just follow each one in order. Get the cd var. Now, the cd /var has brought us to another file, which is right here, as you can see after the name. Get that, copy, sudo touch, let's get this in there. Alright. Records in, records out. It's good. MK swap. Let's get that here. Setting up swap space. That's good. Alright, let's get this in there. Not much left. Type in cd reboot. Enter. So upon hitting reboot, my server went down, but I simply relogged, and that's actually the next step. After the reboot, you will need to log back into your server. Once you log in again, let's install and compile the Phore wallet. Copy this and keep going. Close this for safe measure. CD4 will take us into Phore source folder. Put this in there. Should always wait until it says root at Phore MN01 before continuing. We'll copy this. So we're back here. That took me a good 15 minutes to complete. I'm going to put in the next command. Enter. And just keep going. Move to the src. Copy this. CD. Alright, now we're back to where we started. Now if you plan to set up multiple Masternodes, we can go back to our Vultr account and create a snapshot of the server we just set up. But for this guy, we're going to focus on one Masternode. It will save us time, no requirement to compile again. Unless we have a wallet update, then need to start from scratch again for any new Masternodes and update the ones already running. If you only intend to run one Masternode, run this command to remove the 4 source files as they are no longer required. Let's fire up the daemon on the server. It will give us an error about missing RPC password. We will come back to this later. Copy this. Enter. And there's your error. To use Phore or the server option to Phore Qt, you must set an RPC password in the configuration file. That's root phore.conf, which we will get to later. You can probably see right there on the bottom. Next, if you intend to run multiple Masternodes, we can create the snapshot. Skip this if only intend to run one Masternode. So for this guy, we're going to skip it. Alright, now we're going to start a wallet. Come back to the guide. It says step 1. We can fire up the Qt wallet on your local computer as we're doing now. Generate a new address. Enter a label and click request payment button. And then we have to copy the address. Let's take a minute to let this load. Alright, so now we have our wallet synchronized. And we are going to generate a new address. To do so, you click on the Receive tab, enter label. The label must be the name of your Masternode, which is the name you put into Vultr. And we are going to request payment. Copy the address, go to send, pay to, paste. You have your label here. If you did not put a label, that's alright. You can come back to send and put it in here, and then send yourself 10,004. No more, no less. It's very important, as we can read here. Look, and now go to the send tab, enter the copied address, and send exactly 10,004. No more, no less than a single transaction. Wait for it to confirm on the blockchain. Hit send. Yes. And you can see here that it confirmed. Go here. My balance is still the same. And we're ready to move on to the next step. Now create a new text file on your computer to store the date used for the Masternode. I'm going to come here, open up Notepad. I'm going to copy this format. Now this isn't anything technical, it's actually here for you to take note and keep track of the information we are going to retrieve in the next steps. I'm going to save that quick on my desktop. Be anything. Notes. Masternodes. Alright, now let's move on to step 2. Here it says go to the tools debug console and enter these commands below. That's in your wallet. You can see tools right here. Debug console. Now you're going to paste in Masternode gen key. You could also type it in. Paste it like that. Hit enter. This gen key, I'm going to copy and put it into the notepad under Masternode key. Paste it there. Always save after putting in any information into this file. Now my label, I know it by heart, is Phore Masternode. Put it in there anyways. Come back here. Copy that into there. Text file. Step 3, Masternode outputs. This time I'm going to type it in. Outputs. Going to copy this without the brackets, just the numbers and the letters. Copy that under conf line. Paste that. Save it. And very important here, do not skip this number. You're either going to have a 1 or a 0. Mine's a 0. I'm going to come back here. Space 0. Save that and let's go back to the guide. Now we need to format the Masternode config line. Add this to the text file mnconf line. Edit the local wallet masternode.configuration file. Now the guide says you can click tools, open Masternode configuration file, but you have to get used to find the folder yourself. You can do so by going to local disk. Start over. I'll go computer, local disk, users, my user, app data, roaming, and then Phore. Masternode.conf. That's my Masternode configuration file. I'm going to open this using Notepad. Select a program from a list of installed programs. OK, Notepad. OK, there you go. Alright, these lines you should leave. They're just examples. Leave one space. Let's go back to the guide. And this is the format in which you should put in the information we just gathered. First is your label, your Masternode's name. Let's go in here and write 4 and then 0, 1. Then I need my IP address, which I can find on Vultr. Let's go to servers. Oh, it's right there. Copy that. Space. Paste it. Now we need to put in our port. The port is this part right here. Extremely important. Don't forget the port. Paste it there. Alright. Let's save it regularly. Alright, next we need this part right here. It usually starts with an 8. Let's go back here. That's your key. Oh, I just got a stake. Copy that. Put my Masternode key, hit space, paste it in, space again. Next step is your output. Come back here, grab this, copy it, and paste. Should look something like this. I'm going to save that, go back to the guide. Now we need to edit the phore.conf file in the local wallet. When it says local wallet, it means from here. So we're going to go find the phore.configuration file. Which is the same place where you found your masternode.conf file. Right here. Now open that. Select the program from the list. Notepad. Okay. And it should be empty. Now I'm going to copy all of this and paste it into my phore.conf file. Just make it look tidy. Alright, now I need a long random username. Doesn't matter, you can put anything. I'm going to put Shanto. Password, I'm just going to put anything. Shanto1. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to save that. Go back to the guide. It says save it, close the file, and restart the wallet. Alright, so let's close the masternode.conf file, close the phore.conf file. This we can keep. Go back to the wallet, close it, and reopen. Now back to putty, and we need to edit the phore.conf on the VPS server. Now putty's right here. I'm going to reboot this. Right. Click here, load, open. Remember how to log in. You have to put root, hit enter, get your password. From here, click on your server, copy password here, And if it doesn't work, you can always show password and then put it in manually and paste it here. It won't show, but it's there. Hit enter, and I'm back in. Let's go back to the guide. Now, back to putty, and we need to edit the phore.conf on the VPS server, right? So I'm going to hit in cd. Check this out. Nano dot space dot phore slash phore.conf. It's going to bring up a new menu. Alright, now I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. I'm going to put these in manually. Right, RPC user equals, same thing we just put into the phore.conf file. I put Shanto, RPC password, Shanto1, RPC allow IP 127.0.0.1, then listen 1, six. Masternode .1 external IP equals. Now you have to put in your VPS IP address. So go back to Vultr, grab your IP address, click copy. Come back here and right click. You don't put the brackets. And hit enter, bind, same thing, no brackets. Hit enter, Masternode ADDR. Put that in again. This time you're going to add the port, which is 11771. Enter Masternode priv key result of step 1. And we go back to where we took notes. I'm going to grab this result of step 1, our key, put it in here, go back to the guide, see what it says. That's what it should look like. Pretty similar. Double check. Everything looks good to me. Press Ctrl X, hit Ctrl X, then Y to save. Hit Y. Press Enter to exit. Enter. And I'm back. That's done. Let's fire up the daemon on the server. I'm going to put in forehead space hyphen daemon. Enter. Phore server is starting. Great. We need to let it fully sync. Give it a couple of minutes and enter phore-cli get info. Now you can put this as many times as you want to keep track of the progress. Here's a bit of information. Protocol version 7.0.0.2, which is the latest. and you're going to look right here, blocks. It says 6303. Now if you go back to your wallet and hover your cursor over here, you'll see the latest block. It says processed 129188. So we have lots of synchronization to do. Now if we come check blocks here, it says 129195. Go back to my wallet. It matches. I can go ahead and close this. Alright. It says once your server has synced up, go back to the local wallet, click the Masternode tab. You should see your MN listed. If I go back here, click Masternode, there's my Masternode. Now, click the Masternode to highlight, then click Start Alias or Start Missing, and click Yes in the pop-up. Go here, click this, Start Missing, and failed to start. Now if you get an error message, go to Debug Console and enter Start Masternode Alias False. Then without the brackets, just hit space and put in your Masternode name. So I'll go Tools, Debug Console, paste that in, take this off, and put in my Masternode name. When you hit enter, you will get a message like this. Overall, successfully started 1 Masternode, failed to start 0, total 1, results successful. If it fails, it will be listed here as a number, and it will write unsuccessful here. Close that, and there's my Masternode. It says enabled, timer is at 0, give that a while, it'll start ticking, and everything looks okay. Let's go back to the guide. You may need to unlock the wallet. If you have a passphrase on your wallet, which you can set up by clicking Encrypt Wallet, you will have another option here to unlock your wallet, which you must do before continuing. If everything was set up correctly, after entering the command, you will see something like this, which we went over right now. You can now close the debug and return to the Masternode tab and check the status. We said it was enabled. Check your collateral if it is locked. Now to enable coin control, we will go to Settings, Options, Wallet, Enable Coin Control Features. Click OK. When you go back to the Send menu, you will see it right here. Open Coin Control. Click that, and there's my Masternode with the collateral marked as locked. You now have 4 Masternodes set up. Repeat for multiple Masternodes. Using a Vaulter snapshot can save a lot of the setup time. Remember, each one requires a unique IP address. Watch the rewards come in. It could take a while, up to 10 hours before your first reward comes in, and it could take a few hours for the timer to start ticking, but as long as it says enabled, your Masternode is fine. So that's it guys for the video guide. Be sure to check out our announcements thread on Bitcoin Talk. where you will find links to our socials such as Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Facebook, Reddit, and YouTube. If you have any questions, feel free to post on our announcements thread or hop into our Discord and ask any of our representatives any questions you like. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.